Hi, Mark Gilbert here. In this video, we're going to be looking at an Ernest Holmes quote and sharing some thoughts on it. Now, if you read the subject line for the video, then you know what the topic is. But in the moment, I don't, because we're going to do something a little bit differently today. We're going to actually select a random quote in just a moment, and then I am going to read you the quote, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts as to what the quote means and give you my interpretation on it. I haven't actually selected the quote. By the time you're seeing this video, we'll know what the quote is, and I'll have used it as the subject line for the YouTube video. Now, as I do this, what I'm going to be using is a series of cards. They are called the Science of Mind Wisdom Cards, and they are published by Tarcher. You can find them online and purchase them, and it's a set of a whole series of cards, and we're just going to select a random one in a moment. I've not looked at it. I don't know what I'm going to select, but here's the process I'm going to go through. Randomly select a card, read you the quote. In post-edit, I'll put the quote in words on the screen so that you can read it, and then I'll get into the interpretation. And if you want to play at home, what you might want to do is pause it after I've read the quote and think about it yourself. What does that quote mean to you? And then as I share my ideas for the particular quote, you can see how much they line up or not, and if you get anything out of it. There's no right or wrong here. It's just you and I interpreting this quote and what it means for us. Okay, got it? Well, here's how we're going to go. Okay, I've got the box. They have beautiful cards in here with pictures and a title on one side and a quote from the Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes' 1938 textbook, on the other side of the card. And as I open the lid off of them, you can see, they're all in here. I don't know which one I'm going to select. We can say that intuition or spirit is guiding me, or it's simply random. Your call on that. But let's pull a card and see what we get. All right. And as we do so, I pick the card that says, "See the good." And here is the quote they're going to be looking at. "Behold the wonders of the great whole and the marvels of the universe. Look out and see thy good. It is not afar off, but is at hand." So what is Holmes telling us there? Well, first off, if you read the quote that I just put on the screen for you, you'll know that he capitalized certain words like great whole and universe. And in those, he's representing that there is goodness in the realm of spirit or God or the all or oneness. And so in a sense, he's calling us to take our attention and focus it upon the wonders of the great universal spirit. The spirit or oneness has created these wonderful wonders for us, the wonders that are not only the physical universe in which we live around and move around and knock around every day, but he's also created the wonders of the universe that's the metaphysical, that transcends physical stuff into mind and into spirit. And so behold the wonders of the great whole. The great whole is spirit, mind, body, the great whole. All of the wonders and greatness of it. Look out and see their good, thy good. There's good in everything. Now, it's really easy for us in the world of form to look out at stuff and say, oh, this is less than what I want. So the call for us is to reorient or reframe how we see things in the world of form and see the goodness behind them. So if something is less than what we want, how is there goodness in what we're experiencing? And how can we take the tools and techniques of New Thought and Science of Mind to reorient our thinking to create or manifest the good that we know is possible? You might see it as sort of like there's goodness and greatness that exist in a form of thought or imagination or a template of goodness that's in the realm of spirit. And then in our minds, through the use of imagination, we can tap into spirit and see the good that's possible in any situation. And then by affirming and acting in a way to allow that to be manifest in our lives, we can take that template of goodness and spirit and bring it down and manifest it in the world of form. So if stuff in the world of form, then the physical world is not what we want. We know there's a template of goodness that we can tap into through our intuition to know it and our imaginations to create it in the world of form. Okay? So behold the wonders of the great whole and the marvels of the universe. Look out and see thy good. It is not far off, but it's at hand. And that's true too, because everything in the universe is contained within everything. It's like a giant hologram that every spot in the universe contains the entire universe within it. So when we think something is far off, it's really not. It's right where we are. Now, a lot of times we like to use words, and I do this myself. I'll talk about spirit, mind, body, this three-layer cake, and energy flowing, and the ability to align our thoughts and with spirit and so forth. But all of that's occurring within an eternal, timeless realm. It's also occurring within the concept of the eternal point of the universe, everywhere being existence in every moment and in every spot that there is. So we tend to, in our third world dimension, chunk things into I'm here, that's over there, things are separate and apart from one another. We live in a world of relativity where everything is sort of stretched out and then created into a sense of relationship with one another. And that makes us think that things are far off from one another. And then we also chunk these relationships into an experience of time and think that time is ticking through and that things happen in a way in which time has to pass for something to happen. But in the realm of the absolute, there is an eternal now and there is the eternal all. And so when Holmes tells us that it's not far off, but it's at hand, that spirit or God or the goodness is right here, right now, where we are. It's just our call to change our orientation to how we see things and how we choose to experience them. So those are some initial thoughts on that quote. I hope you got some benefit from that and that you played along. And let me know how you like that. If you think it's something that's kind of fun, we'll do that in a future video as well. But in any case, I appreciate you watching and take care.